Welcome back to Silver the Hedgehog Reads Chapter 11 of The Walking Dead Hope. I'm Silver the Hedgehog. Now let's continue where we left off. The man nodded slowly, his mind mulling over the evening's events. Maybe there was nothing they could have done to save him, but he reckoned Mike's execution could have been handled differently. Maggie led them to admin's building, going straight for her office. Javi was waiting inside, his hands bound to zip ties. When he laid eyes on them, he sighed in relief. "Louis, Lizzie, you're back!" "What happened to you?" Lizzie asked, eyeing the bindings. The man looked down and chuckled. "Jesus thought it would be funny," he said by the way of explanation. The other two didn't inquire further. True to her word, Maggie used her knife to cut off the ties, sitting down behind the desk. As the other three took their seats, she leaned forward. She thanked them again for their service, getting straight to the point afterward. "So Javi tells me your wife could have been kidnapped by the right arm?" she explained. She began. Louis nodded. "We had a few run-ins with these people. Worthless suckers. A lot of them. Their business is taking people from larger communities than theirs and training them for a whole lot of supplies." "Then we gotta give them supplies," Louis argued, slamming his hand on the desk. "It's not that simple," she replied sadly, shaking her head. "Usually they reach out to the community the people belong to with the simple message for the greater good. At first we didn't know what to make of it, but we had 4 cases so far." "Did you give them the supplies each time?" asked Louis, cocking his head. The other two sat silently watching the engage. Lizzie twiddled with her fingers as Louis spoke, although disinterested in the subject matter. "We did, but there's a problem. Johnny tells me Clem is a fighter, right?" "Toughest woman I know," Louis said proudly, puffing out his chest. "That's what I feared." "What do you mean? If they captured her and are trying to find out her group's whereabouts, do you think she'd give them away?" Johnny said this time, speaking up for the first time. Louis thought about it, scratching the back of his head. That didn't sound like the Clementine you know. "No, she would tell them to buzz off." "Exactly, and even if she didn't tell them she's from Richmond, I don't think Myers will believe her. She was taken way outside our usual hunting grounds." "Myers?" Maggie asked, raising an eyebrow. "Their leader," he explained. "He used to live in Richmond. He and his people are adamant that attacking other communities like Richmond used to do under Joan's reign was the only way to subsist. When he tried to organize a coup, I had to kick him out." Louis cleared his throat, sensing the subject being changed drastically. "So do you have any idea where the base might be located?" "We have a rough estimate, yes," she replied, opening a drawer full of papers and withdrawing a torn map from inside it. "Every time we met with their representatives, it's been around in this general area." She circled the zone about 30 miles in diameter, about a day's drive from where Louis knew Richmond was located. "That's pretty close to where Clem was taken, actually," Javi said, scratching his beard. "I reckon we could send a scouting party by tomorrow and prepare a rescue plan in the meantime." "Sounds like a plan," Louis said, nodding. He looked up at Maggie and smiled. "Thank you so much for helping us." She smiled back at him and nodded. "My pleasure. For what it's worth, I really hope you find your wife." "Thank you," he replied, standing up. With a short glance at Lizzie, he looked at Javi and grinned. "Let's go find my wife." And that was Chapter 11 of The Walking Dead Hope, the Walking Dead fanfiction written by Goofy Gomez. What do I think of it? I actually find this chapter to be really nice. Paragraph structuring and sentence structuring are really good. I was rather surprised that Lizzie and Louis kissed, even though Louis is a committed man to Clementine, who is his wife. Now, that would, if Louis were to be okay with Lizzie kissing him, then Clementine will automatically call cheaters on him. I can imagine that. But thankfully, nah. Louis is committed to his wife, and he cannot kiss any woman. But that's what a committed man does. He does not go out with another woman when he's married. Unless they're friends, then that's fine, but that's besides the point. But anyway, I'm actually rather, when I heard that Mike was bitten and he ended up and Lizzie had to sacrifice him, I felt very bad for Mike. I mean, they could have killed Mike off in a different way, but I think that was I think it was sacrifice. I mean, I get that they're trying to kill some time. They don't want to waste any time, but it could have been done a little differently. But other than that, this chapter is really good. And overall, I think the story is really good so far. Now, what do you think of this chapter? Did you all like it or did you not? Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. And are you enjoying this story so far or are you not enjoying it so far? Don't forget to let me know in the comment section down below. Well, I'm better head off. I'm gonna go and make some tea. Specifically some chamomile tea. Because I'm gonna need some sleep. I haven't slept in a while. But thank you all very much for watching. This is Silver the Hedgehog signing off. Later.